My name is Neil Jordan and this is my career in 4 minutes. I think that there was nothing like it at the time, you know, and that was the difficulty of making it, you know. It was like Angela Carter and myself sat down in a house in Clapham and we began to write this script, you know. We decided just to let our imaginations go where they would go, you know, and, you know, we'd work out which scene we'd write that evening and I'd go off and I'd write mine and she'd write hers and we'd come back and read them both the next day and we just built the script like that. You know, we decided in the structure where there was, within a story, another story was told, so you kind of got lost in the maze of storytelling in the movie, and we built this extraordinary set with this wonderful designer Anton First, you know, who's sadly no longer with us, and you know, it was kind of almost like building a set that was like the interior of an adolescent girl's brain kind of thing, you know, and it struck a chord for some reason in Britain and in Europe, you know, not so much in America. They hadn't got a clue what to make of in America. With Mona Lisa, I really wanted to make a movie that was structured around one single character, one great performance, you know. And once I had cast Bob, I began to restructure and rewrite the script around him, you know. Because I wanted Mona Lisa to be really about how men so radically misunderstand women that it's almost tragic, you know, kind of thing. Tragic consequences for a central character, definitely. You know, Bob was a great little kind of energetic heart to put all that stuff on top of, you know. And he got nominated for an Oscar, did he? I forgot about that, yeah. Yeah, of course he did, yeah. I was prepared for it to be kind of reviled, you know, because particularly in England at the time, actually, because it dealt with terrorism and stuff like that, you know. And there was a lot of reaction to that, negative reaction to that film when we released it in Britain first, you know, precisely about that issue, you know, because they saw how could you humanize somebody who's responsible for such terrible things. And my answer to that was, well, the problem is that people who do that stuff are human, you know what I mean? They're not like monsters, they're people like you and me who do these dreadful things. The question is why are they what they are, you know, that kind of thing. And I wanted the movie to be an exploration of that. And, you know, when it came out in America, for some reason they embraced everything else about the film, which in fact was what the film was about, you know, the gender issues and the sexuality and the exploration of what it means to be male or female or Irish or English or black or white, you know, that kind of thing. And then they re-released it in England and it became a success. It was weird. I think a lot of directors set out, I have to win an Oscar someday. I'd never even thought of it, you know, so I was so surprised I wasn't even in my seat when it was announced, you know, so they had to drag me up there. I'd done a Hollywood movie before and I'd kind of been, you get your fingers burnt. You have to get your fingers burnt to know how to deal with the fire, don't you? And basically David Geffen said to me, I want you to make this film, and I read the book, I read Anne Rice's script, you know, I said, okay, I will do this if you let me make it like an independent film. And he said, I guarantee you will make it like an independent film. So we ended up making, but you know, I was helped by the fact that I'd cast Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, two of the biggest stars in the world. But we did end up making a movie that's, you know, totally independently with a $70 or $80 million budget. It was kind of unique. You know, it rarely happens, you know, and it probably would be a long time before it happens again. Making Michael Collins was like making a national monument, you know. Everyone in Ireland had an opinion of what it should be, you know. Should he be this way? Should he be that way? Should he be holding a gun? Should he not? Should he be holding a white flag, you know? So, but to me, it was a film about violence, the uses and consequences of violence, you know. The same as Angel was, you know, so it was that I made it simply about that. But then again, that was the centre of quite a big storm in Ireland and in Britain, you know. I most enjoyed creating rather wonderful, extraordinary pictures with the great cameraman Sean Bobbitt, you know. You know, we managed to find a visual language that was particular to that film, I think, and, you know, that was quite unique, I think. I mean, the great thing about vampire movies and the great thing about certain kind of horror movies or ghost stories is that they convince you that the real world is not all there is, you know, and I kind of always suspect that, and I think most people suspect that as well. I think that's why they like to be scared and terrified and transported every now and then, you know. I mean, we kind of do suspect that there's more to life than concrete and clay, don't we, you know, and I suppose vampire movies give you the opportunity to examine that, or to, you know, to kind of explore that.